First of all, I would thank mercy of God, great virtue of holy masters, kindness of transmitters, lecturers, and all of you to give me this opportunity to share the answers to the truth. So we'll continue from last class. Last class, we talked about Lao Mu, our spiritual mother, want us to get rid of 7 emotions and 6 desires. 7 emotions and 6 desires. So at least after today's class, we need to remember what's 7 emotions. 7 emotions are joy, anger, sadness, happiness, love, hate, and desire. Okay, so there's 7 emotions. The 6 desires, we also have to get rid of it. The eyes like to see the good stuff. Ears like to hear the good stuff. Nose like to smell the good stuff. Mouth let's taste the good stuff. Body like to touch. Mind like to think. So those, our Holy Mother, spiritual mother, want us to get rid of them. So I hope everybody will remember those 7 emotions and 6 desires. Okay, at least after class we'll remember this. We'll continue from last one. Yeah. Last time we talked about when the third period, Wayang period comes, the final disaster, the catastrophe will come. And then what happened? The clouds of dust darkening the sky during the final catastrophe. It will be so dark that nothing is visible. Lao Mu, my children, quickly return to heaven of truth. Return to Lao Mu, my side, your real home. So at that moment, the sky will be very dark and then nothing is visible. So, and we also say why the final disaster haven't come yet. It's coming little by little. But you know what Buddha said? Because we asked the same question to the Buddha. And Buddha said, because there's so many good people with good heart, pure hearts, still working to help. So, and also saints and Buddha are helping. That's what happened. Let's push the disaster back a little bit. But we can see every day something happened globally. Just look at pandemic situation. In USA alone, we have about 31.3 million people got infected with COVID-19. Then we have about 568,000 people die already. And then globally, whole world, we had 131 million people got infected. 131 million people. And then about 2.84 million people die. But those numbers may not be the accurate number. Buddha said some countries may not report the true actual numbers. So this number could be much higher. So you see how many people died? Just 2.84 million people died because of COVID-19. So a lot of disasters around, okay, happen right now. Different kind of disaster globally, okay? Everybody, people probably can hear that. Like a couple of days ago, the high-speed train in Taiwan got an accident, and more than 51 people died suddenly, and a lot of people, hundreds of people got injured. So suddenly, is anything happening right now? So we have to be careful, okay? So Lao Mu want us to return to her side, to our real home, okay? All beings' real home is the heaven of truth, where now I reside. So that's where we came from originally. Hurriedly return to heaven. Do not linger in this mortal world. Yeah, do not stay fooling around in this mortal world, in this world. Okay, hurriedly return to Dhamma, my side. She wants us to go back, but The key here is a lot of people, a lot of sentient beings do not know how to go back because we got lost. We got lost. So we have been reincarnated for 60,000 years already. So we don't know the way to go back. But when we receive Tao, we know the three treasures, and the enlightened transmitters with mandate open our gate with a holy teacher, follow the transmitter's hand, but open our gate. And we know the three treasures, and we also know we have a Buddha nature. So we know how to go back. So we are very fortunate and lucky, but only small percent of people are very fortunate and lucky. We need to help more sentient beings. Now is talking about our spiritual mother. So whoever is attached to this world is distinct to drown. Okay, so it's intended to drown means to continue to reincarnate. So the reason we attach 7 emotions and 6 desires, then we stuck in this world, then we couldn't go back. So we continue to drown, means continue to reincarnate. What is reincarnation? Means we cannot avoid the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Okay, we cannot escape this loop. Okay, the 7 emotions and 6 desires cause many anxiety. Okay, anxiety means worries. So the key here is we need to get rid of 7 emotions and 6 desires. Okay, that's what I started in the beginning to show you what's 7 emotions and 6 desires cause a lot of anxiety, a lot of worries. Those anxieties will bring endless suffering. See, this causes us to suffer. Okay, suffering means cannot. Besides the physical, mentally suffer, we also cannot get out from this loop of reincarnation. That's what suffering means too. Toss away anxiety. Follow now me. Okay, so we need to put away anxiety, put away all the worries. Okay, leave everything behind to follow now me. Okay. Yeah, the God is so kind. Namu means the God, our spiritual mother. Namu, I ask all beings. All beings means all sentient beings to return to my side. All beings are in mysteries and need help from Namu me. Ha ha ha. So Namu is so sad, and then she saw the all beings. Mystery means they are in the distress in mental and physically. Okay, yeah, both mental and physical. Yeah, so let's need a lot of help from God. Yeah, so now I feel very grievous because the entire world will be destroyed by the final catastrophe of the third period. Okay, so he's very serious because there are a lot of big destructions keep coming to all of us. Anything could happen any day. Okay, discard everything, include greed, anger, infatuations. Otherwise, the entire universe, all matters, and all beings will be annihilated. So now we want us to discard, means get rid of everything. Yeah. So let go of everything, include, especially we have 3 poisons. Greed, anger, and also infatuation means ignorance or stubbornness. So when we, as a cultivator, we need to get rid of our bad temper, bad habits, and 3 poisons. Those are the things we need to start with. So 3 poisons means greed, anger, ignorance, or stubbornness. Okay, so we need to start to greed. We may not be greedy, but we a little bit. Holy teacher make example for all of us. For example, especially like during Dharma class, we have a cook from the Jiang brothers. They cook so well, but we are already pretty much full already. But the dishes are just taste so good, so we just go out to take one more bite. That's just a little greedy too. So we need to manage and control ourselves. That's what Holy Teacher make one example for all of us. Okay, especially anger, anything when we facing distress, difficulties, we kind of get upset, get anxious. So we need to be careful. Okay, don't lose ourselves. Keep our composure every day. Keep our composures every day. Don't lose ourselves. Okay. Otherwise, the entire universe, everything will be what? Destroyed. So we don't want to see that happening. So Dhamma was so sad. Dhamma, I hope all sentient beings can awake and rescue the world. So the guy is hoping all the sentient beings, hope all of us can awake, can receive Tao, can cultivate, propagate Tao, accumulate enough merits and virtues, and also know that our Buddha nature in charge every second, every minute. Okay, and we also can go out to spread the Tao to save all sentient beings, to rescue the sentient beings. But who can rescue this world now? Who can rescue this world now? So that's us. That's what now we was talking about all of us. That's our job to do it. We have a mission from heaven. We came down from the heaven. We are the Buddha or saints reborn from heaven. So we have a duty and missions there to save the world. For the world, this world will soon be destroyed. Famous will prevail all over the world, and humans will be in peril. So the hungers, because a lot of people homeless, a lot of people do not have food to eat all over the world. We see Americans bad, but Africa, other countries, even worse, because we have a vaccine here, but a lot of countries may not have that vaccine. Okay, may not have food to eat, so even much worse than what we have here. So we need to help to go out to save all the sentient beings. From the number I saw that on the news, just in California alone, there's 150,000 people live on the street. Very conservative number. 150,000 people live on the street. And the whole USA is more than 500,000 people live on the street right now because become homeless. They used to have home, but they lost the job, they lost everything. So they live on the street right now. It's pretty sad in this situation. But globally, even worse, okay? All disasters are brought about by emotions and desires. So all the disasters come from all 7 emotions and 6 desires. Hedonism will destroy oneself. What does that mean? Hedonism is the pursuit of pleasures, okay? That means we pursue the fame, power, positions, wealth, and eventually will destroy oneself, okay? So it's not what we want to go, okay? Everything have a, with a middle path, don't overdo, okay? All in the world will seek the enlightened teacher for the pointing. So all the sentient beings are seeking the enlightened teachers to receive Tao, to receive 3 treasures, to open the gate to know where the Buddha nature, okay? Because we are all Buddha reborns. Yeah, include all sentient beings, they are Buddha reborn too. There's no difference one to the other, okay? So the important thing is who has Buddha affinities with some of us to receive Tao, okay? And can cultivate, propagate Tao with us. And also in the meantime, when we cultivate, we can accumulate, cultivate and propagate Tao, we can accumulate enough merits and also virtues, okay? When we do, I repeatedly urge children reveal your true nature, turn sadness into courage. So Lamu, the God, wants to reveal our true nature. So we need to cultivate, get rid of all the affinities, do not rest a single thought every moment. Then with that practice, we can reveal our true nature. Then we can turn the sadness. Why is sadness? Sadness because we saw the sentient beings are suffering in the reincarnation. We saw the sentient being cannot get out from this reincarnation. So it's a sadness. Then into its courage means we have to go out to bring them to receive Tao, to cultivate, to propagate Tao with all of us. Save. So that's why now we want us to go out to do that. Okay. Now I hope you will save the world. Yeah, we are the Buddha reborn. Don't forget, we are the Buddha saints reborn. All of us. No one, there's no exception. Don't forget we are the Buddha reborn. Holy Buddha came down, always remind ourselves, all of us, every day, every time. Each one of us are Buddha reborn. So we have missions, we have duties to perform, okay, to fulfill. Yeah. To avoid all beings destroyed, we need to save all of them. Now I exhort repeatedly that all beings must rid of emotions and desires, pervade your practice from the beginning to the end, to return to the heaven of truth. So now we strongly encourage that all sentient beings must get rid of emotions, 7 emotions and 6 desires. And pervade means we have to spread through our practice. We need to extend our practice from the beginning to the end until we leave this world to return to the heaven of truth. That's the absolute heaven. Okay. The next one. This is written by our Holy Qigong teacher. The merciful admonishment of enlightened teacher Qigong Buddha. Teacher wrote this one in 1988, April 16th. Wow. So this almost 33 years ago. See, when Buddha wrote down all those stuff, 30 years ago, we can apply those philosophy, all these Tao principles. Even today, we can use it too. We can apply to these Tao principles too. So that's how those truths always exist, always can apply to our daily life. To the Yiguan Wu Wei arena of Tao. Yiguan means the Tien-Tao. That's the name of our Tao. Okay. Wu Wei means when we do things without condition, without motive, yeah, of Tao fear. We practice Tao by cultivate our hearts. We practice Tao to cultivate our heart. We propagate Tao with our best. So we cultivate, yeah. So we all know that cultivate the Tao by cultivate our heart. We need to use our true heart with Buddha nature, okay? Not the human heart, okay? Because human heart might change it, yeah. But our true heart from Buddha nature will not change, okay? Always have a sincerity. We propagate that we all have to do our best. Don't regret it one day. Don't regret one day we didn't put enough effort to do that, to get there. Because by the time we're ready to leave this world, we need a lot of merits and virtues to go back. Okay. We do not compare with others. We do not compete with others. Compare with others means in this society, people look into the material stuff. For example, like fame, power, wealth, all the big cars, big houses. So those people are trying to compare with each other. We don't need to do that because we have a Buddha nature. Buddha nature has our Buddha nature have everything what we need to become Buddha. Okay, all those material stuff only help us to make a living. Okay, we do not compete with others. Yeah, we do not want to try to be better with others. Yeah, everybody should be the same. Everybody are Buddhas. Okay, we make concessions to accommodate the 10 directions. Concession means something allowed. 10 direction means accommodate, means fit in with the wishes or needs of sentient being. 10 directions is kind of all sentient beings. Okay, so means we will fit with all the sentient being, the needs of sentient being. We will help them. Okay, we are the bridges. We are the bridge between the sea of suffering and the world of bliss. What's the sea of suffering? Means this world is a sea of suffering. That's how Buddha look at it. Because all sentient beings cannot get out from this cycle, cannot get out from this bitter seed. So they are suffering. Okay? And then the world of bliss. Bliss means complete happiness. That's the absolute heaven. Okay? So we are the bridge in between them. Okay? We try to bring the sentient beings to receive Tao. Okay, bring the good people to receive Tao so they can go back to the real home, the original home we came from. No matter how people stepped on us or slander us, we must be humble. And that's not easy, especially in America. Okay? So step on us means treat us unfairly. Okay? And then slander on us means make a wrong statement on us. So we can talk about the case. However, we must be humble. We must be humble. Okay. Yeah. So this is Holy Teacher talk about from different angle point of view. If we want to become a Buddha, that's what we have to do. Unless we want to become normal citizens. And then could be different. So Buddha, that's what Buddha is all doing, like those stuff. Yeah. Not easy, okay, but we have to try. We are fearless, for we are just. We are flexible. So we are just means what? So we are fearless for standing for the truth. Okay. We are also flexible to deal things. Okay. Our faith in Tao is firm. We do not sacrifice in vain. Okay. So our confidence in Tao is determined. Yeah. We will not sacrifice in vain because God, Buddha, and all of us know that. Okay, how much we have done, God knows. Okay, even one person can hinge lives of many. So respect yourself. So Holy Qigong says, why one person hinge? Okay, so many lives. For example, if one person has either one brother or sister, 7 generations of ancestors and 9 generations of descendants, total will be about 1,700 plus lives affected. But if the person has sometimes more than one brother, maybe 2, 3, or sisters, 2, 3, 4, then could be 10,000 lives are affected. So when we cultivate, we can affect a lot of people our ancestors and descendants. In the meantime, when we bring one person to receive Tao, that's how much lives are affected. Okay, so we need to respect ourselves because we are very important. Okay, that's why the Holy Teacher Queen remind all of us: do not hesitate, do not hinder yourself. Okay, hinder means what? Block, obstruct. So we do not hesitate. Just go out and do it. Do as much as we can. Don't worry about result. When we want to bring people to receive Tao, and just talk to them. Even if they don't receive Tao, that's fine. Holy Teacher always said, Buddha always said, when we taught people, convince people to receive Tao, if they have received Tao, we'll get 100% of credit. But if we talk to them, the person has not received Tao, we will get 50% of credit. Okay? We'll get 50% of credit. So even they don't receive Tao, that's fine. Do the best we can, because they can receive Tao or not receive Tao. It's not dependent on us. It's depend on individuals' affinities with Buddha. Okay? Not this lifetime, many lives ago. Okay? So that's we always said, unless the person has cultivated 3 lifetimes, otherwise, before these lives, otherwise the person have no chance to receive that. Okay? We all come a long way. Okay? We all come a long way. We just didn't know what our previous lives. Okay? But other people, some people know that. Qigong Buddha always remind all of us. Yeah. That's why in order to go to the Dhamma class, we have to cultivate 5 lifetimes. Okay? Establish a right objective, means the right goal or right ambition. There's thousands of people ascend steadily. Means ascend means go up. Okay? So it's help them to go back. Okay? There's thousands of people receive the lights of mercifulness. Okay? So they can receive Tao. Once our gate is open, first treasury, the gate is open. There's a small light come out from that location of first treasury. If we have more virtues, we have more merits, the light will be wider, will be brighter. Okay, so it depends on what we have done. So when Buddha came to see all of us, Buddha don't have to talk to all of us. Then they can see the lights we have. They know how much we have done so far. Okay, how good our cultivations are. So yeah, we don't have to say a word. They knew everything. Okay. There's thousands of people bathed in the great grace of heaven. Yeah, so we need to help people so they can receive. Yeah. Great grace means the kindness, the goodwill of heaven. Okay. So if we bring them to receive Tao, they can go back. Yeah, they will be receive the kindness from the heaven, from the God, from Dhamma. There's thousands of people. There's thousands of people transcend from the sea of suffering. So Holy Qigong want us to help thousands of people transcend from the sea of suffering. Means to avoid the sea of suffering. Okay, can above the sea of suffering. So if we can bring them to receive Tao, to cultivate, propagate with all of us, so they can accumulate enough merits and virtues, then they can avoid the sea of suffering. They don't have to come back. Okay, people don't have a choice. Unless one day we go back, we can make a big vows again and come down to help sentient being again. Otherwise, we could stay there if we have enough merits. Okay, there's thousands of people's 7th generation of ancestors and 9th generation of descendants receive all this together. So we want to help all those people, thousands of people, to receive Tao. And then those people can help their 7th generation of individual and 9th generation of their ancestors, and also 9th generation of their descendants. If one person receives Tao, they can help them. Okay, so we need to help people to receive Tao. People can help their ancestors and descendants. Okay, so That's why Holy Teacher said, our mission is so critical. We have big mission to do, okay? The Wu Wei virtues have the heart of goodness, but without the appearance of superiority. So those virtuous people, Wu Wei means they do that without motive, without condition, have a good heart, okay? But they don't feel they are better than anyone else. They're virtuous, and they just go out and do it. They don't think they are better than anyone else. Their virtues is enough to govern the world, yet they are not arrogant. See, their virtues enough to lead the world, but they are not arrogant. They're always very humble, very, very humble. That's a virtuous person are, okay? Their words and actions are enough to be passed on to future generations, but none of their words or actions are imperfect. So what they do, what they say are enough to pass to the future generation because they are virtuous. But whatever they say, always good words, good thing they did. None of their words or actions are imperfect. See, they're always very humble. Okay, even they do that. Yeah. Therefore, the virtuous have great virtues, but being humble. Okay, as a cultivator, one most important thing is stay humble. Stay humble. You know, we have nothing to be proud of. Even we receive doubt and propagate doubt. The reason because there's thousands of sentient beings still have not received doubt. We still have not saved them. So we have nothing to be proud of. Okay, and even Holy Teacher mentioned that. I remember in one time we are in New York, temple hosts and lectures classes. And Holy Teacher mentioned it. Say even you own. I'm going to quote the Holy Teacher said. Teacher said even you own the building of because he pointed to outside building from the Heavy Buddha temple. Even you own the building in big building, and you have good position in the society. However, you have nothing to be proud of. The reason because you still under the reincarnation of cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. We still in the reincarnation, so we have no right to be proud of ourselves. So sometimes we didn't know that. We need to remind ourselves, stay humble all the time. But those virtuous person, what happened? They lower themselves to accommodate others. Go with the trend, but not being influenced by it. So those virtuous person, they're humble and lower themselves to accommodate because they try to stay with all of us to guide us to cultivate, to propagate doubt. But in the meantime, even human society, the people pursue the fame, power, wealth, but those virtuous people, they are not. Okay? So that's the difference. So they will not be influenced by it. To pursue maybe one point here, to pursue fame, power, and then wealth, nothing wrong with that. As long as we don't overdo. If we try to make a living, we do what we have to do, but we don't want to overdo. A lot of time we try to overdo. That's the problem we have. Okay, we take too seriously. Okay, even old days for myself, the same thing. I remember we all do the same thing. We are trying to go to a high position in company. We pursue very hard, but when I look back, yeah, sometimes you spend all the energy there, and may not be all worth it. Yeah, so we have to be careful. Just enough. Don't overdo. Okay. Even they are in a low status, people still support them. They do not wish to be esteemed. Yes, is it possible? So those virtuous people, they are in low Even they are in low status, low positions, people still support them, still respect them. So they do not wish to be esteemed, means admired. Okay, but is it possible? We still admire them, right? Because they are virtuous. Holy teacher said that furthermore, the virtuous esteem virtuous and exhaust the truth to the extent of boldness and fineness and fineness. Holy teacher said that virtuous people, they esteem, they admire the virtuous, then exhaust means they are very knowledgeable about Tao principles. Okay, they are extremely prudent and cautious. Okay, what does that mean? So they are acting with care, very cautious, very careful. What they think, what they do, what they say, they are very careful. Okay, understand the principle yin and yang, understand the cause and effect. Okay, understand the causality, understand the karma. So that's why they are very, very careful. Normal people, we do not pay attention to that. So Holy Teacher always said that when we have one thought, we plant the seeds of reincarnation again. When we have one thought, we plant the seeds of reincarnation. So how many thoughts do we have every day? Can you imagine how many seeds we have planted every day? So we have to be very careful. That's why we have to practice. Get rid of all the affinities. Do not raise a single thought. That's what all Buddha doing. Do not raise a single thought. When the Buddha sit there, you know what? They practice. Do not get rid of all the affinity. Do not raise a single. They have no thought. That's not easy for all of us, but we need to practice every day. Okay? Practice no thought. Help humans and the world and cover their areas to mingle with the common. It means the virtuous people, what happened? They will help the sentient being and help the whole world. They cover their areas, means a circle of lights. So they cover their bright lights. Try to mingle. Mingle means mix together with commerce, with peoples. Okay? So they try to cover themselves. They may be very talented, a lot of virtues on them, but they try to cover themselves, try to mingle with others. They wait for the saints and cultivate commoners. Okay? What does that mean? It means they will become saints and Buddha one day. Okay? In the meantime, they are leading commoners, leading others. Okay? They are the doctrine of the mean. That's how they do it. Okay? Tao is complete in this way. Yeah. So got to be very humble and be virtuous, and then willing to lower the position to accommodate with all the sentient beings. Okay, to help all the sentient beings. I also pick up a topics from the book to share to talk about it. The first topic I will talk about is because I remember when I received Tao in the beginning, I always ask this question. Some people might ask the same question. Say, I'm a good person. I do good deeds, always do good things to help sentient beings. Why do I still need to receive Tao? Why do I still need to receive Tao? Let's see how the Holy Teacher how he answered. Because in the future, when we want to bring people to receive Tao, they might ask the same question. Why should one with a kind heart will still receive Tien-Tao? Okay, Tien-Tao means the name of our Tao. Tien means heaven, the Tao from the heaven. Okay, 天道 means heaven, the Tao of heaven. For those who are good, 原子, 原佛子, yeah, they should be eager to receive Tien-Tao and to practice Tao once they know about it. Okay, so Holy Teacher is talking about for those, the children of God, they should eager to receive Tao, Tien-Tao, to practice Tao. Once they know about it, they know Tao is available, they know about Tao, they should be eager, okay? They should be wanting to receive Tao, okay? Exciting to receive Tao. The good will always care about salvations of other people and the society morality. So the good people always care about salvation of other sentient beings and the society morality, because they want good people always try to go out to save the sentient being. Nowadays, morality has been severely eroded, and humans carries more evil and selfish thoughts. Is that true? Everybody knows that. Okay? Yeah, now morality has been eroded. Eroded means what? Greatly destroyed. Yeah. The human carry more evil and selfish thoughts. That's what happened in the society globally. That's what the whole world has a lot of problems right now. Okay, people care about themselves only. They don't care about other sentient beings. For the Buddha, their thoughts, they don't care about themselves. They only care about other sentient beings, others. Okay, we need to have the same thought, same thinking. Don't worry about ourselves too much. Just worry about others, other sentient beings, or even other people too. Okay, Buddha always said, when we take care of all the sentient beings, all the others, Buddha will take care of all of us. Don't worry. Okay. These wicked thoughts and deeds will bring upon punishments in the forms of destructions. So these evil thoughts, wiki means evil, and the deeds will bring upon the punishment in the form of justice. So one day, when people do this evil and selfish thoughts and do bad things, evil things, they will get punishment one day. Yeah, don't think the punishment will not come. It will come. Let's put it this way: the most fair in the whole world is cause and effect. There's no mistake. Never gonna have mistake. Always something happen to some people. You always have cause and effect. Okay, may not happen immediately, but might happen. You will have cause and effect. Okay, those who worry about this trend endeavors to find ways to bring salvation to others. So a lot of good people who they worry about this whole world, try to find a way to bring the salvation to the others, other sentient beings. So a lot of people are doing that. Okay. Thus, once Tien-Tao is available to all, they should be joyous about this opportunity and will put every effort into spreading Tao. So once Tien-Tao is available, especially now, it's available. Tien-Tao was never available more than 100 years ago. Okay, it's only available at this moment. Then should be so happy to go out to cherish the opportunity, put every effort to help Holy Qigong Buddha to spread the Tien-Tao. Okay, bring people receive Tao to cultivate, to propagate with us. This is probably the very important paragraph. Yeah, this paragraph. The most significantly, those who received Tien-Tao can transcend the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, and return to God's kingdom. See how good they are, how precious they are. Who received Tien-Tao can transcend the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Means can avoid the reincarnation, can return to the God's kingdom. So very lucky. But when we want to go back, we need to make sure we have enough merits enough virtues. Okay, so we can stay there long enough. Okay, yeah. Thus, one is forever exempt from suffering brought about the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, and the judgment rendered by the judge of underworlds. So the holy teacher said that. This holy teacher said that, not human said. So holy teacher said that one will be forever exempt from suffering of reincarnation. So how lucky we are. We receive Tao, we're willing to cultivate, willing to propagate Tao, willing to accumulate enough merits and virtues, we can be exempt from suffering of reincarnation, suffering of the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. So that we are very lucky. And we also can exempt from the judgment. From what? By the judge of underworld, because we don't belong to them, belong to the judge of underworld to manage anymore. We belong to heaven to manage. Okay, but we still need to do good things. Okay. If one has a kind heart. Now this is very important here. One has a kind heart, but has not received Tien-Tao, and one remains merely as good person in this sinful world. So Holy Teacher said, if one person has a kind heart but has not received Tien-Tao, what happened? One remains merely as a good person, only a good person in this sinful world. Sinful world means this wicked and immortal world. Okay? Yeah. The only reward to such a person is to have a good life after he is reborn or she is reborn. So when this good person, the rewards for the person is have a good life after he is reborn or she is reborn. And then, however, the reward is in form of good life will run out someday. So this reward or credit will run out someday. And what happened after that? Upon the termination of the reward, good person still face uncertain ending. So those good persons still have the under reincarnation, unfortunately, still under the death, the cycle of the death, and the birth, death, and rebirth. Okay, and the good person still cannot avoid it. Okay, for those who receive Tien-Tao from the enlightened teachers with Tien-Ming, they transcend the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Enjoy eternal reward. The latter is far superior to the former. So whoever received the Tien-Tao, what happened? From the enlightened teachers with Tien-Ming means with a mandate. So the enlightened teacher need with a mandate. They need the mandate, okay? They transcend the cycle. That means they can avoid the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, and enjoy the eternal reward. Means you can go back to heaven, okay? If we have enough merits and virtues, we can stay there. Unless we can make a big vow again, we can come down again to help to save more sentient beings. Otherwise, we will be able to go back to heaven, where our original home. So this later is far superior to former one. So to receive Tien-Tao, you see, you can avoid the reincarnation, right? Of birth, death, and rebirth. But good person only what? Receive the reward. Then for the next life, could be this life, could be next lives, in future lives. But once the reward is used up, then what happened? They will face uncertain ending, or maybe go back to reincarnate. Okay, so that's a big difference here. So we need to explain to people why the benefit to receive Tao. But what's the evidence of receive Tao? Whoever received Tao, as long as the person doing the good things, what happened? When the person leaves this world, the body always flexible. Okay, so whoever in the hospital knows, usually when people pass away after 7 to 10 hours later, the body becomes stiff or rigid. Okay, but whoever received Tien-Tao will receive Tao. As long as the person do good things, is not bad person. Then the body always flexible, not stiff, not rigid. Okay? My father was in Taiwan because waiting for me to go back after he passed away. 22 days later, I went back there because I couldn't get a ticket. Then we took her body out, but we checked the hands, everything's still very flexible. It's amazing. Okay? So whoever received Tao, then their face is like they are sleeping, very peaceful. Okay? So this small evidence the heaven give to us, give to all of us. So when we try to explain to people the Tao, we can explain all those stuff to them. Okay? What's a good person and what's different from who received Tao? What's other difference? Okay? Confucius once said, a fence-sitter is a thief of virtues. Confucius also said, this is probably the most important sentence. Okay. One who awaked to the Tao in the morning will not have any regret, even he dies in the same night. Okay, we'll come back to the fence sitter later. So one who is awake to the Tao, who received Tao, okay, and then enlightened, know the three treasures, and have united virtues and merits. In the morning he received Tao and enlightened. Then what? Will not have any regret if even the person died in the same night, in the same day. That's how precious this Tao is all about. At least he will not have to suffer, and he or she will not have to suffer anymore. Okay? So there's just give you one evidence to do that. Okay? So Holy Teacher, why they want people to receive Tao, how precious they are. When we passed away, you can see the difference on the dead body. You can see the body flexible or not. Immediately, you can see the dead person. So you check people receive Tao or not, you can check the body quickly. Okay? Offense sitters. What is offense sitters? Of virtues. Is a thief of. Offense sitter is the person who does not talk about Tao principle. Always take a shortcut with connection to get what he or she wants and violate the ethic or moral Tao principle. So this kind of person is a thief of virtues. That's not what we want to see. That's what we want to do. Okay? If one ponders over these two sayings, the distinctions between this just being a good person and the other person receiving Tien-Tao becomes obviously. So you can see that why good person have reward in this life, but reward might run out one day, then he might have to face uncertain ending, could be go to reincarnate again. But whoever received Tien-Tao will avoid the cycle of reincarnation. Okay, so that's why we need to explain to people why they need to receive Tao. A lot of people might ask this question: why? Next one, we talk about one more topic. Okay, this is the last topic we want to finish. The three vehicles of Dhamma. It means three levels. Okay. The three vehicles of Dhamma are the greater vehicle, the middle vehicle, and lesser vehicles. Since the vehicles differ, there are distinctions between the sudden realizations, rare and great realizations, and the temporary and the true realizations. The great one, we are talking about grade 1. What we are doing is a great vehicle. Because usually we might, in previous life, we might be in different vehicles. Okay, we could be in lesser vehicle or middle vehicle. This lifetime, we are in a greater vehicle. Okay, so usually people go to different vehicles and coming up to the top one. Okay, so we are on the top one right now. We are very fortunate and lucky at this moment. So this paragraph is also very important paragraph. So everybody should remember that. So you can explain to the people when people receive Tao. Okay. The great vehicles of Dhamma is a true Dhamma. Okay, and has a line of heritage. True Dharma stay inert when it should and manifests itself when the time comes. So the true Dharmas, it means like this moment. Okay, we couldn't go out to propagate it out. Maybe a little bit in New York, but not the other places. Then what happened? We stay idle. We try to stay idle and also try to improve our knowledge of Tao principles. But when the time comes, Holy Teacher said, when the pandemic is over, He will give us opportunity to go out to propagate the Tao. The time comes, we go out to bring people to receive Tao blessing. Transmitting the true Dharma can bring sudden realizations to a person. See, when persons suddenly receive Tao, then that's what happened to them. Sudden realization means that one can be enlightened when Tien-Tao is transmitted to him by enlightened teachers with Tenming, with mandate. Okay, so you see how precious it is. Okay, so when person receive the Tao, the Tien-Tao, suddenly he or she can be enlightened. Okay, as long as he or she have enough merits and virtues. Okay, yeah, but the Tien-Tao is transmitted by him with the enlightened teacher with mandate. With the Tenming means mandate. So those transmitting masters need to have mandate. Okay, mandate is the key. Okay, through the secret verbal message and the meeting of hearts. So here is a secret verbal. We have 5 passwords. We also have 3 treasuries. So these are verbal message, and then also the meeting of the heart to heart. This is a heart to heart transmission. Okay. Transmitting Tien-Tao is transmitting the true Dharma. Okay, so this is really true Dharma. That's Holy Teacher may talk about it. Upon the transmission of Tien-Tao, one may even instantly become Buddha, taking the giant step of transcending the Qi Tian and returning to the Li Tian. So Holy Teacher said that this is precious word from Holy Teacher. So after transmitting the Tien-Tao, so the person may instantly become a sense of Buddha and take a giant step, transcend from the temporary heaven to return to absolute heaven. So that's how much different. Temporary heaven, even the saints in temporary heaven, we're going to talk next. They only have a few hundred years of rewards. Then we'll come down to reincarnate again. Tien-Tao is so precious that whoever receives it becomes a Buddha or saint, and it has never been transmitted lightly before. So, see, so precious because people can become saints and Buddha, but it never happened before. Okay, yeah, that's what happened. This is what Confucius said: one who awakes to Tao in the morning will not have any regret, even if he or she died in the same night. Said we talk about the same thing. Okay, so once we receive Tao, we cultivate, we propagate, we accumulate enough merits and virtues. Even we die, don't worry, we will become sense of Buddha again. Okay, we can exempt from the cycle of reincarnation. Okay, so that's the precious of Tao. This is what we call greater vehicle. That's where we are. We are very fortunate and lucky. Look around the whole world. How many people can receive Tao, cultivate and propagate Tao? Okay, not many. Okay, percentage is very, very low. And then next one is we talk about middle vehicle. Buddhism emphasizes Zen. What is Zen means? Seeking enlightenment through the introspection and meditation. Okay, that's what it's all about. Meditation. Through this practice, mystery can be demolished and salvation is brought to all. So here is talk about middle vehicle means people seeking for enlightenment through people do the meditation, and introspection means do the self-reflection. Through this practice, people have become healthier, okay, especially people do the meditation. The mysteries can be demolished, can be what? Tear down, can be removed, and then salvation to brought to all. One thing I want to talk about meditation, and then the other things, get rid of all the Holy Teacher mentioned, get rid of all the affinities, do not waste a single thought. Meditation is very good. I know a lot of people doing meditations, okay? All my neighbors, they are doing meditation. Meditation is very good because they help us stay healthy, and then it's very good. But the key here is we need to do a little differently, even better one. Get rid of all the affinities, do not waste a single thought, okay? That's a different one. Meditation is very good to our physical body. But one day when we leave this world, okay, what happened? Because the meditation is attached to our physical body, then the function is gone. It's gone once we leave this world. But when we do the other thing, get rid of all the affinity, do not raise a single thought, that connect to our Buddha nature, true nature. So the level we are in today, if we go back to heaven, we'll continue to cultivate from there. So that's the difference. And then get rid of all the affinity, do not raise a single thought. Is try to find our Buddha nature. Try to make our Buddha nature reveal. And always let Buddha nature in charge every day, okay? Every moment, okay? Yeah, people can read through all the details, but I'm going to pick up the main area. Yeah. Finally, a flash of true yang, fire of true in water will appear. Allow either the yang qi and the yang spiritual image, or the yin qi and the yang qi, the yang spiritual image of himself or herself to enter or leave her body at will. Means what? Those energy, those qi can go into the person's body and come out from the person's body, okay? And then you know what Holy Teacher said. So that's why Holy Teacher tell you what happened. Holy Qigong Buddha said, even for those few fortunate ones who achieved such accomplishment, only a few fortunate enough to achieve such accomplishment, they are still bounded by the Hou Tian, means after heaven. Still, what happens? Still under reincarnation. So even the person do that, stay healthy, but they still bounded to the Hou Tian, means still cannot avoid the reincarnation. Thus, if a person extends his faith into his understanding of the truth, then extends his understanding into his daily practice, and finally, so if a person can extend his faith, understanding the truth, can continue pursue the truth, extend the understanding, the practice in daily life, and finally, extend his practice into his confirmation of Tao. He can then become a sage. He can then become a sage or a deities in Qi-Tian. So he can become saints and deity in Qi-Tian. This is the gradual realization of middle vehicle of Dharma. Means still Qi-Tian. Qi-Tian means what? He or she only have a few hundred years reward. Then after that, she will come down to reborn and reincarnate again. So that's what happened with these middle vehicles. So meditation will not solve our real problem. Okay, we cannot avoid the reincarnation. That's what Holy Teacher mentioned about it. So this is very important. We know what's the difference from greater vehicle, middle vehicle, and then the last one is the lesser vehicle. This one, I see more people are doing this one, especially in Taiwan, China, in Asia area. And I can every activity, sometimes even I see millions of people join the activities. So that's interesting, okay? People still in this, a lot more people on these areas, okay? Those who attend sermons, pray, participate in charity works, or donate monies to help the poor and the needy are following the law of karma. So sermons means a lectures, a talk on a religion or a moral subject. Okay. And pray and principle means we do charity work, donate money to help poor, following the law of karma, follow the law of cause and effect, causality. Okay. So we know whatever we do will come back to us one day. But we need to do without motive, without conditions. Okay. Next sentence is very, very important sentence. Okay, interesting. Yeah. A Buddhist sutra stated, if one asking about a cause from previous lives, it's what you receive in this life. If you ask about the reward in the next life, it's what you do in this life. Okay. So interesting, right? So what we receive today is what we have done in the past lives. So if you want to know what our rewards in the future life, then it's what we are doing today, what we are doing this lifetime. So that's very important. So teacher always mention that if we are poor this lifetime, means we didn't donate enough, our time, money, and all the efforts we haven't done enough in the past lives. Those who perform good deeds in their current lives pay reward for the next life. So the people do good deeds, do the good things, help. They pay the reward in the future lives. When they use up their rewards, their credit, then what happens? They go back to the cycle of reincarnation, cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, cycle of reincarnation. So people do the good deed. That's good. They're going to bring the fortune for their next lives. However, once the reward is used up, they will go back to the cycle of reincarnation, birth and death and rebirth. So you understand that, okay? Just like an arrow that was shot into the sky will come back to earth when it's exhausted itself. So when energy is there, it's not there anymore, or the force is not there anymore, will come back to the earth, okay? Last sentence is, since the practice of performing good deeds will only keep the practitioners as a good person, it's the lesser vehicle of Dhamma. This practice cannot help one to return to Li Tian, cannot return to absolute heaven. Okay? So the good person, that's why we say good person is good person. But however, in this case, cannot return to the absolute heaven, cannot go back still cannot avoid the reincarnation of the cycle of birth, death, rebirth. So you can see we are very fortunate. So we are on top of the, so now we are on top of vehicles here. That's why we said we are very fortunate here on greater vehicles. But you know what? We may be in previous lives in the middle or lesser vehicle, and then so many lifetimes. And this lifetime we accumulate enough merits and then Buddha affinities. That's why we have opportunity to receive Tao, to be in the greater vehicles. But we need to cherish the moment when our loved ones, friends, colleagues, our children and parents, relatives have opportunity to receive Tao, and also help them. We also promise Holy Teacher. Maybe in our previous life we cultivate under Holy Qigong Teacher. We promise him this lifetime we want to help him to shoulder the holy mission, to bring all the people who have affinity with all of us to receive Tao. So that's all for today. If I say something improperly, I ask forgiveness of God, from God, Holy Masters, transmitters, lecturers, and all of you to give me some advices. Thank you.